Hello beautifuls, this is Aromie here and welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon. So, we are about to head to the marching with Broad. Our heart is beating erratically for some reason. I think she's quite nervous. And it's gonna be interesting. I'm actually really excited because I feel like Rod and I are getting closer. But I feel like something bad is going to happen. Well, me in actuality right now is feeling excited because something might happen. I realize I have been standing in the open for a while. Perhaps I should move. People might find my standing here suspicious. I start walking again and I'm surprised when I feel a hand close around my wrist and pull me into the darkness. I open my mouth but a hand muffles my scream. Shh! Rod? Rod's gaze is icy. He speaks quietly but I can feel the anger simmering underneath his words. What if someone saw you standing there? Have you even thought about how they might get suspicious? His tone is so accusatory that for a moment I cannot find my voice. But then he is right. I should have been more careful. Sorry. Rod stares at me surprised. What? I never thought I'd hear you apologize, especially to me. Oh? Well, at least I know how to apologize, unlike you. And why would I ever have reason to apologize to you? Because you've done nothing but treat me coldly, even when I haven't done nothing to personally attack you. Rod scowls at me but does not say anything. Instead, he sighs and takes my hand, pulling me after him. Oh, look at Sebby! Sebby's like, hi. Well, what? Let's go before the guard sees us. He's so cute. I have no energy to argue with Rod, so I allow him to pull me along. Sorry. What? You apologized to me? Don't make me repeat myself. Honestly, guys, I thought Rod was gonna be on my lowest tier of like routes, but he is number one right now. He is number one right now. He's not even doing a whole lot, but it's a lot to my heart. I did not hear you clearly. If there's one thing I know about you, it's that you're not deaf. Of course I'm not. Shh! Someone will hear you. I glare at Rod, but he does not respond. Princess, your hand is really warm. Rod freezes in place and glares at Sebby, who seems to be shrugging. Your thoughts are too loud, Rod. Through the dim lights, I actually see a faint blush on Rod's cheek. You are blushing. I am not. He lets go of my hand and starts to walk toward the secret passage with me trailing behind him. We look around and make sure no one is in sight before we both slip inside. I follow closely behind Rod in silence. My eyes move upward to the little bunny plush hanging on his shoulder. Sebby, I've been wondering, have you ever talked with Rod's family as yourself? Rod suddenly stops and scowls over his shoulder at me. What? I'm asking Sebby, not you. No, I don't, Princess. Rod doesn't want me to talk with others since he thinks that I might say something unnecessary. So much for that. You still speak even when it's unnecessary. In the dim lighting of the tunnel, I think I can see a faint pink in Rod's cheeks, but it's probably a trick of the strange light. Oh, we gotta save here. Oh, no. You're not doing a very good job. Sebby sighs. How can I not when Rod here is thinking too loudly? It makes my head ache. I wanted to say that to Rod, not Sebby. Hold on, I'm coughing. Felt like I was gonna have a major cough attack. Thank God for water. You get headaches? That's not the point. The point is that when he thinks on something too long, his head becomes clouded and really full, like it's going to explode. That's why I got to explain for him. He's not good at expressing his thoughts, so I was right. Rod cuts Sebby off by pinching his cheeks. My throat. Ow! Okay, I'll stop talking now. Rod sighs and continues walking. Rod, have you spoken with Emmy since that earlier incident? No. As much as I want to ask him again about his curse, I doubt that he will divulge anything right now. I decide to keep my thoughts to myself as we head for the marching. When we arrive at the marching, Parfait and Delora are there to welcome us. The others, however, are nowhere in sight. It's been a while, Princess. Thank you for bringing her here safely, Prince Rod. Where is everyone? They're all resting in their rooms now. It wasn't necessary that they'd be here for what Delora and I want to discuss with you. I will be staying in the tavern then. Rod is about to head for the tavern when Delora stops him. You don't have to leave. What we're going to say involves you too, since you're staying at the palace as well. Rod looks at her curiously, but asks no questions. Parfait and Delora gestures us over to the seedy, where we all take our seats. This is something Rod and I must know because we're in the palace. I have a bad feeling about this. Before we start, I would like to congratulate you on your first good deed, Princess. Delora told me all about it, and I can see the extra piece on your necklace as well. Parfait smiles at me, her eyes filled with pride. Her faith in me rekindles the dwelling confidence I had. But if only you'd seen how happy Delora was when she announced it to us. You didn't have to go into specifics, Parfait. Oh, are you embarrassed, Delora? She smiles at Delora teasingly before turning back to me. Anyway, I know you can do it, Princess. Only 2 more to go and you can break your curse. Yeah, keep up the good work, Princess, and you too, Rod. So, what is it that you wanted to discuss with us? I conducted a little investigation while I was with Michiko in the palace, and I found out something important. Something important? I discovered that there is a witch in the palace. A witch? In the palace? I felt a tinge of magic while I was there. It was faint, but definitely there. I don't remember feeling it before when I was there as your doll, Princess. It seems that the witch is using a glamour to hide himself or herself from us. Glamour is a magic that only very experienced witches can cast, which means that the witch we are dealing with is no ordinary witch. They have the potential to be very powerful. But what would a witch be doing in the palace in the first place? This witch could be after the king, but what? Parfait and Delora glance at each other, looking conflicted. It is Parfait who faces me first, her expression grave. I'm afraid there is some other possibility we must make you aware of, Princess. And in order for us to explain it, we must give you the truth. Here it comes. Slamming the truth on me. Chapter 6. Moving closer. Getting closer into a lot of these things. The truth. My only answer is silence. I shift my gaze to Rod, but he avoids my eyes. What is going on? Princess, it is very likely that this witch in the palace is looking for you. What? I cast a glamour on you a long time ago so that you could remain hidden from the magical eyes. I did it to protect you, but this witch in question can see through the spell I've cast on you. It is my belief that they are actively looking for you. I close my eyes and massage the temples of my head as I feel a headache coming on. Wait, you said before that the witches want to see their curses unbroken, but it sounds as if they have another motive altogether. What reasons could they have for trailing me? The Tenebrarium has been without a barrier for a long time, ever since the end of the war. A new barrier, however, will soon arise, and the crystal is ready to support them. Some of the witches, the wicked ones, want to make sure that the Tenebrarium continues to spread darkness, even with the new barrier in charge. Okay, but what does that have to do with me? Delora crosses her arms, her expression grim. The title of the barrier is passed down from one descendant to the next. Princess, the last Tenebrarium barrier was the late Queen of Angeli, your mother. I feel my blood go cold. What? As you're the queen's daughter, you are the next heir. Come your 18th birthday, you inherit the title of Tenebrarium Barrier. Mother? A witch. Impossible. Why would you spout such lies? I narrow my eyes at them, searching for some hint that they are lying to me. Delora and Parfait never return their sad eyes away from me. Rod glances at me briefly before turning away, looking uncomfortable. Hildire. Your mother and I used to work together to maintain balance, but then the witch hunt drove her mad and turned her heart to ice. But she never used any magic. I would have known if she was a witch. It's possible that you did in the past, but then it seems she has erased all your memories of her true identity. Delora was already able to ascertain that most of your memories of her had been snatched away. Now that I realized it, does that mean Parfait saw me when I was a little baby? Hildire needed you to remain obedient so that when you finally did inherit her role as a barrier, you would continue to do as she wanted. My thoughts feel as if they were spinning endlessly on an axis. The real reason I cursed you was to see if you are truly capable of goodness, Princess. Hildire's influence clung to you even after her death, and we fear that you would continue her previous work. That Angeli might once again fall to darkness if you were not able to help the dark emotions in your heart. So then you cursed me because you were terrified of what I would do if I become the bearer as I was? My only answer is silence. Now I understand why the people hated me. It was because I am my mother's daughter. I cannot help but reach out to touch the pendants on my pendants. I have more than one? On my necklace as a feeling of dread washes over me. We know that there is goodness in you, princess. We only wanted you to realize it by breaking your curse. Her face sighs, looking guilty. It was a selfish act on our part, I know. But we could not risk another great war. They believed that I would have plunged the world into a war? I turned to Rod, who has yet to speak since the conversation started. Did you know about all this? Everyone knows the story of the Tenebrarum witch and her daughter. Everyone except for me. Wow! My father didn't even tell me. I went 17 years of my life without knowing. I glanced down at my hand, suddenly feeling numb. I am a witch, and I will become the Tenebrarum's next barrier. Just the thought of it makes me sick. I think back to my childhood. I can still recall the glares that everyone gave me when I was a child. They were scared of me because I was my mother's daughter. And what about the king? Did he never love me because I was the daughter of a witch? But if that is the case, if my mother was so wicked, then why did the king marry her in the first place? Hildire threatened to kill the woman that he loved if he did not marry her. She threatened to kill Ophelia. Ophelia? So the king has loved Ophelia from the very beginning. Why did he make a baby with me? Well, with my mom, to make me. Huh? I clenched my hands into tight fists. After mother died, he was able to reunite with his true love. And since then, he has treated Emmy and Rod better than he ever treated me, even though I am his daughter by blood. I want to feel angry about this revelation, but instead I feel a dreary emptiness inside of me. A heavy feeling begins to settle my chest, suffocating my heart. He never really loved me. Chico? God. If his voice was voice act right there, I would die. I would instantly cry right now because I feel horrible. I feel bad for me. Rod's voice snaps me out of my thoughts, and that is when I realize that a stray tear has made it down my cheek. Oh, I'm already crying. Literally me. I quickly wipe it away with the back of my hand, angry at myself for showing weakness in front of them. You must be happy to see me like this. What? Your mother was made queen and you and your sister became royals overnight. It's like something out of a fairy tale, isn't it? You thought you had the perfect life until I came back into it. I never asked for this to happen. I just wanted to. Rod suddenly moves his hand to Sebby's mouth, muffling whatever other words the plush was going to say for him. What is it that you want to say, Rod? It's nothing. I can assure you, however, that the power that comes with the crown has always been irrelevant to my family and I. So stop assuming that everyone around you is after your title or your riches. Did your time with my sister not teach you anything? I am about to angrily retort when I suddenly stop, my heart sinking. I have already recognized that Emmy is more complex than I thought she was, and she has also told me she never wanted to be a princess. My mother wouldn't have married the king if my father were still here. That's right. Holy crap, that's right. Dora looks between the two of us and sighs. And here I thought your relationship had improved. Now it seems like it's back to square one. I cross my arms and turn away, annoyed. Do you have anything else to add, Parfait? If not, I would like to return to the palace. Princess, stay vigilant and be careful about who you trust. Trust? How do you know whom I trust? What makes you even think I trust you? Savage! The anger that I was expecting earlier suddenly rises to the surface. For all I know, Parfait and Delora could be feeding me lies, playing with me the way Delora did when she first cursed me. I don't expect you to believe what we've told you. Perhaps it was not yet the right time to reveal everything to you, but please, you need to be careful. I stand up and look at them, my arms now hanging limply at my sides. How am I meant to trust anyone when all of you have been lying to me this entire time? Chico, if you don't believe us, then try asking the king who Hildire truly is. I never even thought about asking the king about Mother. Rod, you should watch your back too. It's possible that this witch in question could be plotting something against the royal family as well. They have been in the palace for a long time after all. She looks at me and then at Rod, her expression somber. I won't be able to stay with you anymore. I had to pick up and leave a few days ago because I was certain he caught a trace of my magic. He probably already has. I understand. Anyway, Michiko's right to return to the palace now. Someone may notice your absence if you're gone much longer. You two should leave now. Let us know if you notice anything unusual. I will. We'll see you again soon, princess. Remember, stay vigilant. I love that word, vigilant. Rod and I leave the merchant in silence. Here in the secret tunnels, we are suffocated under even more silence, but still neither of us makes an effort to speak. I'm still stuck inside my own mind, sifting through my troubled thoughts. I cannot reconcile? No, that's not right. I feel like my voice is really weird. I don't know. Ever since I gotten sick, I feel like my voice has been not the same. I cannot reconcile the fact that the wicked witch who led the witches during the war was my mother. I did not even realize how many people hated my mother until after she had passed and they spoke about how cruel a queen she was. I never understood why, since she has always been the perfect person in my eyes. I never connected my mother with the Cinderella barrier, but what Parfait and Delora just told me makes sense. Was I living a lie all those years? A lie that my mother crafted so that I remained cold and bitter even after she passed away. And Delora and Parfait say I am meant to inherit the power of the Tenebrarium for my mother. I do not want that burden. I almost bump into Rod's back when he suddenly stops walking. He turns around and looks at me with a serious expression. I cannot help but feel judged beneath the weight of that gaze. You're going to tell me that you never wanted me as your partner because my mother was a witch, then I wasn't going to say that. He looks actually defeated. It's really sad looking. What? I won't lie. The first time I saw you, I thought you were like your mother. You were cold, harsh, and selfish. I never wanted to have anything to do with you. That was why I was so against this partnership. But... Oh, he's smiling! You've changed. Rod's expression softens. As you and Em have grown closer, I have seen that you are not like your mother. She speaks fondly of you, and I can tell she really enjoys your company. That's why, even if I do not have plans to break my curse, I will still do what I can to help you break yours. It's the least I can do as your partner. Oh, he admits that he's my partner now. I stare at Rod in shock. This is the first time he's ever been so nice to me. Why are you staring at me like that? I'm only doing this because you're important to my sister. Rod turns away, his face beat red. Liar. Rod reaches out to pinch Sebby's face. Ow! Thank him? Can I thank him? Thank you. Oh, he's so cute. Rod turns away, his cheeks dust pink. It's no big deal. I'm only doing this because I see how dedicated you are to breaking your curse. Because I want to get my old life back. And now that I have been told... And now that they have told me about Mother, I want to prove that I'm nothing like her. Anyway, I still want to help you with your curse, Rod. Why do you refuse to break it? Rod stares down at his feet, expression melancholy. Because I cannot. Rod stops and shakes his head. Says nothing else that I do not probe him anymore, especially not after seeing the distant look on his face. We walk through the corridor and back to our rooms after we say our goodbyes. I wonder what Rod was going to say. I chose wrong. Gosh darn it. We had to compliment him? Who would have thought that you were actually capable of being nice? What? Was that supposed to be a compliment? Yes, you're always so grumpy. I don't even think I have seen a genuine smile on your face before. I could say the same for you. Wait, he smiled before! Birds of a feather flock together then. Rod stares at me dumbfounded. I cannot help but smile at his little what? Smile a little at his expression. He really disliked the fact that we are so similar. Rod is still staring at me wide-eyed. You just smiled. I didn't. Oh, I'm blushing now. Gosh, my voice. I did not. Rod thinks your smile is pretty. Oh, I do not. You two really are the same. I take a deep breath to calm the erratic beating of my heart. Oh, Mother, look, Eleanor got me this gift. Eleanor? She's my maid and my friend. Princesses don't make friends with their servants. But she is really nice. She even taught me how to braid my hair. Like, the servants are only nice to you because you are the princess. They only pretend to be your friends so they can have power over you. But Eleanor would never... What reason do I have to lie to you? When have I ever lied to you, little one? You have never lied to me. That is correct. Lies! Tomorrow I will remedy the situation. I will hire a new maid. You're not to befriend this one, no matter what she says. But Mother, are you arguing with me, Michiko? No, I'm sorry, Mother. Yes, I am. What is going on with my voice? It has been days since Parfait and Delore revealed my mother's true identity and the inevitable, I hate that word, responsibility I am to have on my shoulders once I turn 18. I have been trying to ask the king about Mother, but he's even busier these days than he was before, and it's impossible to find a single moment in the day to speak with him. The fact that I am a maid makes it even harder to garner his attention. When I am not on break, I continue to do my duty serving Emmy. Right now I'm accompanying her as she practices her walk and posture. Ophelia has been helping her, pointing out any mistakes she finds. I know how hard this is, dear. I had to go through this training as well before I married the king. Emmy allows her shoulders to slouch. She lets out an exasperated sigh. I've always hated these lessons. I had thought my posture was fine. This is supposed to refine it, and yet all these lessons have been doing is hurting my back. Oh, Emmy, you'll get the hang of this. You just need to keep practicing. But Mother, I've had the same lesson before. Why must I do it again? Because you slouch when you walk, and that is unbecoming of a princess. Emmy scowls at her mother, and Ophelia's frown falls away as she bursts into laughter. Mother, you're not helping. The atmosphere in the room is far from heavy as Emmy and her mother continue to conduct their lessons. They don't look anything like their mother. Like, not the same eye color, not the same hair color. Hello? It is almost the exact opposite of the lessons I had with Mother. Mother always got angry when I made even the smallest mistakes. I know this is hard, but as the crown princess, all eyes will be on you during the ball. The people there will judge any small mistake you make, which is why you need to be in top form on that night. I know! Ophelia claps her hands. Alright, now to start again. Emmy groans before heading to the far wall and straightening her back. She takes a deep breath, puts a book on her head, and begins to walk again. The book falls from her head on her third step. She sighs, moves back, and starts the process again. Neither of us break Emmy's concentration by speaking. We stand idly by and watch as she tries time and time again. I'm surprised when Ophelia leans towards me and begins to whisper. Michiko, I had been meaning to say this before, but I'm grateful that you are friends with my daughter. I look at Ophelia's smiling face with a surprise. I never agreed to be her friend. You're not against the princess making friends with her servants? Why would I be? I actually wish more of the staff here wouldn't be so uptight, since I would love for Emmy to be on good terms with the people who serve her. Besides, social status is never an obstacle to friendship. Ophelia shifts her gaze back to Emmy, who is now picking up the book that has once again fallen from her head. No matter your occupation or status, a friend is always a friend. You've given Emmy the courage she needs to face the many challenges she has ahead of her. In a way, you're like my family. Or, well, you're like family, since you're always around us. Like family. Come what may, both family and friends are there for you and will accept you for who you are. Even before I was cursed, Emmy was always trying to be my friend. That means she knew all along who my mother was and still wanted to be my friend. The thought makes me remember what Parfait told me about Mother threatening to kill Ophelia if the king did not marry her. I turned to Ophelia, curious. Your Majesty, may I ask you what you know about the late Queen's rule? Uh-oh. Drinking water real quick. Ophelia looks at me quizzically, so I quickly add a thoughtless lie. I was not Angeline and have only heard stories. I just thought it was hard to believe with how peaceful things are in the palace right now. The kingdom was a dark place back then. People lived in fear under her rule. The king had no power over Angeline. The witches had free reign over the kingdom. They cast a fairy tale curse insistently and on a whim. We barely left our houses in fear of becoming cursed. Mother's reign was that terrible? The king still blames himself for the darkness that befell Angeline during the time. This is why he works day in and out to stabilize the country and to put smiles on everyone's faces. I remember long ago how he told me one of the reasons he would always continue to work hard for the kingdom was because he wanted to make a brighter tomorrow for his children. Ophelia looks confused for a few moments, then brushes off the awkwardness with a small chuckle. He helps the family in his own way. Is it possible that he said that with me in mind, in Ophelia's slip-up? Then maybe he was always referring to Emmy and Rod. The kingdom's come a long way since then, hasn't it? There are still witches here and there, but most of them don't bother others. I pray that the peace we are experiencing right now will last. Little did you know, it's not! I see. Thank you for telling me. It is a bit of a dreary topic, but I'm happy to have helped. If you need anything else, please don't hesitate to call on me. I know it may not be a traditional protocol for a queen, but then I do not consider myself a typical queen. I try my best to listen to everyone here, regardless of what their title or name might be. I can only nod at her response. At her in response. Princess or maid, the way Ophelia has treated me has never changed. She has always treated me with kindness, regardless of who I am. I never saw it before because I was always so distant from everyone, but now I see that Ophelia treats everyone here with kindness, regardless of social status. I was always frustrated by servants when they compared Ophelia to Mother, saying she was superior, but now I think I can understand why they would make such comparisons. I just want more time with Rod. Emmy dismisses me after my lessons, and I begin to head immediately back to my room. I have just turned a corner when I notice Sir Alcaster standing before me, scowling. Watch where you're going, child. I quickly avert my gaze and went in confrontation. He always looks at me so strangely, almost like he can see into my mind or is trying to. My apologies, Sir Alcaster. Sir Alcaster nods his head. How are you the father of Fritz? Sir Alcaster nods his head at me stiffly before walking off. Your pardon, princess. Hello? I turn and stare after him. Wait! Wait, hello? He said princess. At first I was shocked because he was like excusing himself, but then I just realized I said princess. I turn and stare after him, but he has already turned the corner. My blood becomes cold. Was that just a slip of the tongue? But how else could he know that I'm the princess? Is it possible that he is cursed? No, somehow that does not seem right, but if he does not have the fairy tale curse, could he be the witch that Delora warned me about? What reason would he have for unveiling his identity then? Unless he just wants to intimidate me further. It occurs to me that Fritz still remembers who I am. Did he tell his father about me? Now I am even more confused about whom I should trust. Chico? Rod, my love! I jump when I hear Rod call me. His expression slowly creases with something that looks like worry. You're pale. Did something happen? Oh, he's so precious! Would it believe me if I told him? I'm telling him either way. Tell him, why not? Sir Alcaster knows I am the princess. Do you think he's the witch Delora was talking about? I whisper the words to him and he responds by raising his eyebrows, looking surprised. What makes you say that? This isn't just because of the standoffish way he acts, is it? You don't believe me. Rod sighs. I never said that I didn't. It's just that we can't just blindly accuse anyone without any real proof. Rod stares at me for a few moments, then closes his eyes, his eyebrows slightly furrowed with thought. Sir Fitzgerald also remembers who you are. I do not want to be so suspicious of Fritz, but I don't think blindly trusting him will be right either, given these circumstances. You need to stay vigilant around him. If anything happens, you can come talk to me about it. You're worried about me? Rod averts his gaze from me. Of course I am. Oh! Wow, you're actually being honest. What? Rod glares at Sebby before pinching his cheeks. Anyway, I must leave now. I have a dance to practice for. Dance? But you already know how to dance. What do you have left to practice? Rod does not answer and only walks away. I decide to follow after him. Why did you follow me? I shrug. I wanted to see you practice. To be honest, I want to see him dance. I already know that Emmy is very clumsy when it comes to dancing. Outside of the one practice with Emmy, I've never seen Rod dance. Emmy always gloats on his behalf, but I have yet to witness Rod's supposed talent with my own eyes. Our dance together was so short, I barely had any time to judge him. I do not practice with an audience. Why? It is my preference. Rod is easily embarrassed. Rod groans and pinches one of Sebby's cheek, glowering. Sorry. Rod reluctantly releases a bunny with a sigh. I notice you've been talking more lately, Sebby. Oh, that's because Rod here has been saying things that contradict what he thinks or feels. Sebby makes the sound of defeat, all of defeat, as Rod once again pinches one of his cheeks. Rod stares at me with wide eyes, and I stare back, beginning to panic. What is wrong? I smiled again. I put a hand to my mouth, blushing. I was smiling again? I never even noticed. It was a pretty smile, princess. Right, Rod? Oh, you know, it's so cute. Rod quickly turns away, cheeks slightly pink. I need to practice now, so I would appreciate you leaving. You did not even command me to leave. What a surprise. I mean, said you were a really good dancer. I want to see it with my own eyes. Oh. Well, we're not gonna find out until next week, guys. I'm so sorry to leave you guys on a cliffhanger. But Rod has taken my heart. He's literally #1 right now. You guys are probably like, what? How? But Rod is so precious. He's the type of guy I would go for in animes and visual novels. The cold-hearted ones that are kind of standoffish or mysterious. He is the one. I thought Watts was that, but Rod is actually that. Actually, I thought Rod was just gonna be a whiny, annoying character that, like, needs to be babied all the time, but he's not. Quite different. Quite surprised. But I'm so in love with Rod. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.